Good morning, everyone. We are students from Silliman University, and we are here to talk about globalization applied to our informal sector.
So, globalization is a process by which business or other organizations develop international influence or start operating on international scales.
So, for the informal sector, or gray economy, it is part of an economy that is neither taxed nor monitored by any form of government. Unlike the formal economy, activities of the informal one are not included in the GNP and GDP of a country. The informal sector can be described as a gray market in labor.
Although the informal sector makes up a significant portion of the economies in developing countries, it is often stigmatized as troublesome and unmanageable. However, the informal sector provides critical economic opportunities for the poor and has been expanding rapidly since 1960s. As such, integrating the informal economy into a formal sector is an important policy challenge.
You're right. Wait, I have received reports that we have encountered businessmen arguing about the people from the informal sector allegedly stealing their customers. When talking about that,
We have the businessman who disapprove of the jobs that the people of the informal sectors have. Here we have Miss Carla, Mr. Gax, and Miss Julie. For the informal sector side are Lynn, Nick, and Ad. Let's start with all your opening statements and arguments. So, Mr. Nick and Company, present your stand.
Globalization wants to make the world trade easier. It wants to make the world seem smaller and to give access to everything in the world. This is great, as everyone around the world has different needs, and those needs may be far away, but with globalization, access to that need will be significantly easier. We think that the informal sector can help this.
As you can see, government policies and regulation play an important role in supporting labor adjustment process following opening to trade. Some of the advantages in informal sectors are easy hiring, favorable holiday schedule, and better pay. Easy hiring. In informal sector, hiring is done with crispy, shorter procedure rather than government jobs. You need to wait for the results. Favorable holiday schedule. The workers can directly request the employer and thus be relieved from the duty a bit early or may be granted altogether. Also at the times when the employer is not home, the workers enjoy paid holidays. Better pay. Not only workers with white-collar jobs have better pay or they are well paid, but several blue-collar job opportunities like personal security jobs are pretty well paid and at times comparable with the supposedly high-end job profiles.
And the continuation of the advantages, which are tax-free income, interpersonal support, and bonuses and emergency payments. Tax-free income. Most of the blue-collar opportunities were in the unorganized sector, which the earnings of the sector are protected from taxation by unsaid or telling without the rules. It means that other workers might earn and receive more extra money on the white-collar jobs. After paying the income taxes, the blue-collar job workers also receive equal balance. Interpersonal support. This has been observed that the personal staff, like those who works on personal assistant jobs, tends to enjoy good behavior from the employer. It's because constant interaction makes them understand towards the conditions of the worker. Bonuses and emergency payments. The employers offer the financial, even as well as logistical support, which there is some predicted expense at hand to the personal staff, because the staff trusts the workers to have an overtime. Other thing, it is because the problems of the workers are directly open to them, which this revelation makes them eager to sort things out the best.
Thank you for your insights. Now that we've heard the informal sector's stand, why don't we move on to the one against them?
For me, the informal sector shouldn't be implemented in the economy because of dominant culture While information technology may have made the world a global village, it has also contributed one culture dominating another weaker one. Also, since it is not fully controlled by government, workers of informal economy do not get benefits like social security arrangements, payments of minimum wages, improved safety, and health arrangements.
The primary disadvantage of the informal economy is that you have to deal in cash. You can't run transaction to the banks where the government can monitor it. This is why the banks are now required to report unusual cash withdrawals. A lot of people dealing with large amount of cash are involved in some sorts of income tax evasion or avoiding reporting income to the government that would make them ineligible for welfare benefits.
Operating in the informal economy is not always positive. There are like no employment benefits, which are there are no paid sick days, paid vacation days, retirement, health insurance, and dental insurance. There is like lack of economic security, which irregularity of income, pricing skills, and low income customer base. There is also reduced opportunity to establish credit and dealing with unconscious employers.
Thank you for that wonderful insight. Now, let's start with the review task.
We must put a stop on informal sector because it doesn't increase our economic growth. It has a low productivity and contributes to low growth in countries. Productivity is important, both in countries and in families. An example for Africa, they have a lot of informal workers, yet their economic is still down or low. That means if we have a lot of informal workers, our economic growth will get low or we won't advance. That is why businessmen want to have a better economy for our country and maybe have the informal employers have better jobs.
Why would you stop it if we will lose jobs?
Yes, you will lose your job, but in a good way. And it is being said that our country is in the working age. There are many jobs that are waiting for you and that are allotted by the government. There are a lot of jobs that are given to us Filipinos in the whole world and countries that have more salary rate, especially in the USA, Europe, and in the Middle East.
Are you sure that you'll give those jobs? The government actually gives a lot of hope to the people with very low ranks, and they don't usually achieve the content of the hope that they're giving us.
Are you really seeking for help or just standing there waiting for an opportunity? Not doing anything.
But my employees were just like you, but they work hard to find a better job that has a better salary.
Are you even sure they will accept a 50-year-old man who hasn't even graduated high school?
Yes, most of us barely even know how to.
It's even hard to find jobs if our education is not even completed.
Age doesn't matter as long as you have the courage and passion to do your job, as long as you have the experience with it. If you don't know how to read or write, we have the alias or alternative learning system, especially in English and math, that is free for uneducated Filipinos.
How about our health insurances, loans, and other kinds of insurances?
But still, the people from the informal sector are independent to give ourselves our own jobs and we don't depend on the government.
What if you guys got into an accident? Of course, you said you are independent, but of course you need health insurance. And if you work in our company, we will help you with your insurance.
Save many funds for you and for your insurances.
What I have said, will you give it to us?
Government have promised to us, but will they give it to us?
I have said again, you should seek help and not just stand there.
I think we've heard enough. Thank you everyone for participating, especially our guests, Mr. Gax, Miss Julie, Miss Carla, Lynn, Nick.
In short, globalization is the process of when a country or a state will start developing international influences. I can conclude that informal sectors may not contribute to our economic growth, but to increase their global competitiveness. More and more investors are moving to countries that have low labor costs, or shifting to informal employment wages. The advantages of the informal economy is that it provides income and employment to all people regardless of education and experience that a formal economy is deemed to be relying on. And most importantly, there are no regulations surrounding it.
Thank you everyone for listening and have a good day.